Okay, I think we will start today's webinar, as it is now 3 minutes over 10. So thank you and welcoming to all of you toward today's webinar. My name is Hans-Jørgen Jonsrud, working as a Nordic Strategic Vendor Manager toward AWS, located in Norway, working toward the Nordics. And with us, we have partners from the whole Nordics. Today's agenda: why partner up with TD SYNNEX on AWS Billing and Reselling. I will go through, firstly, the AWS reselling through distribution. I see it as a spelling right there. And how you should sign up toward it, how TD SYNNEX can support you with resources and programs and different elements toward driving the business, and why you should sign up toward being an APN partner AWS, why you should be a partner going into the path of being a select or advanced partner, and how we then can support you building the business. And after that, Fawad will from TD SYNNEX will present the Stream on Iron platform and the main functionalities. Not go too deep, but covering some of the areas, and also toward the marketplace and how you can deploy your first solution, which are some click-to-run solutions we're having in the platform. So by that, I will give you 8 to 10 minutes toward how to get started. Why partnering up TD SYNNEX on building, and how you can work with us building the business. We are having a Nordic team toward AWS with local BDMs in each country toward Norway, Denmark, Finland, and Sweden, and also some resources toward the Nordics, with me and Antti working to support the BDMs in the Nordics. Antti as a Nordic Business Development Manager, and also we have an architect directly in the Nordics, and also a solutions expert directly in the Nordics, and how they also will have an extended team in EMEA will be shown. The Nordic teams toward the EMEA teams. Like I mentioned, we're having Nordic solutions architects, which will help you with things like well-architected review to see the business opportunities you are having with a certain end customers, and to see the risks and so on, and to do pre-sales and ace opportunities, and to support you toward technical solutions which you would like to build toward an end customer. Then we're having our Nordic solutions expert toward the platform, the Stream on Iron platform, toward making sure that you are doing all the right stuff and get the needed help toward doing the reporting, making the dashboard, doing the billing, securing your margin, and so on, doing the APIs if you need to set it up toward a third-party platform, and so on. And then we're having a center of excellence team, which our Nordic solutions architect will reach out toward when you have a deeper needs toward setting up an architecture support, hands-on consultants, well-architected review, and assessment, and so on, workshops and pre-sales. Our Nordic BDM and the local BDMs will support you in making the business development plan and moving forward together with you on daily and weekly basis. Then we're having professional services, which are technical consultants placed all over Europe and all over the world in our system. It's a big pool of 2,150 consultants with all kinds of expertise you can think of, from old-fashioned plug-on and installing a networking or a server, to doing the right stuff in the cloud on AWS in order to make it happen. And we also have physical resources in each country toward doing exactly that when that is needed. And then we're having the cloud service team, which are professional and managed services at TD SYNNEX with different areas of expertise, like toward migration with a map professionality, which we're having, toward doing the assessment, to do wording management in the cloud 24/7, and optimizing the resources you're having, you or your end customers having at AWS at any time. So we have different resources and programs which we definitely can kick off and make a service catalog together with you and your setup. The teams toward EMEA at high level. Cloud operation team toward a platform, solution factory team toward making the click-to-run solutions, which we will show off one of in Fawad's presentation. and where we also can move on making new solutions based on the wishes your end customer might have. The service team toward professional and managed services and advanced services to build a service catalog together with you, where you could put a margin on the top and white label it as your own services toward your market. Center of excellence toward go deep dive into a problem you might have toward building a solution. You can start up with a free consultancy through our architect and get it kicked off. And then based on the framework of it, we will put a price tag toward it and make a progress plan together with you, and probably start with an assessment toward toward the whole solution. And then an EMEA marketing department with all kinds of materials which can be placed toward your end customers and used otherwise. At high level, benefits for the partners starting up with TD SYNNEX, our fast track program in order to make sure that you are getting a full-fledged partner status, either select or advanced, as fast as possible, and where you will get the margins from day one after you have connected. I will show what kind of margins you are able to get. So we have the acceleration program toward moving you from registered to select, or from select to advanced, and also toward the public sector. We are having the platform, the Streamline Ion platform, which makes billing and reporting easier, and I will say a few things about that. We have a trusted partner program, either like going like just a few hours and doing something, to a couple of days, to up to 9-month program, which are available for you when you do the commitment toward us. And also we're having a TD Academy, where we also have workshops set up at a very low price level, toward 1 or 2 days workshops when you need to finalize the kind of solutions you would like to be famous for in the market. Then we have the Center of Excellence, which I mentioned, which will give you technical support toward architecture, security checks, assessment, hands-on, and pre-sale. The cloud service team with the ready products, and also the advanced services with 2,150 consultants, which will be available for you, and very soon be an app-based solution where you can easily white label it for yourself. Toward the importance of being a part of the API network. That means choosing the right path, which I will show you, toward becoming a full-fledged select or advanced partner, and the importance of doing so. To deliver more innovation, to get trained and certified, to promote your business, to highlight your expertise, like in smarter business at AWS, in order to get the visibility, to attract end customers when they are reaching out, to get support from a partner that has the knowledge, to maximize opportunities, to increase your visibility, like I said, and to save money with tools and resources, both from AWS and toward TD SYNNEX. And when you partner up with TD SYNNEX, you're not getting less resource and support from AWS. You are just having both parties supporting you, building the business. Toward becoming a select partner, it's just a few things that you need to do within 12 months after you have signed up toward us. It's a couple of accreditations you need to take, which take 3 to 4 hours, which are free. It's 2 foundational certifications, which are a whole day training and an exam at the end, and 2 technical certified individuals toward a couple of days certification spent toward taking that certification. And then you need to launch 3 opportunities within 12 months with a minimum of 1,550 US dollars in monthly run rate. That's not a lot. So it is a few steps you need to take, not a lot, and we can guide you all the way. If you are moving toward becoming an advanced partner, it's just a little bit more toward each of those areas. You're taking 8 accreditations instead of 4, 4 foundational certifications instead of 2, the double or technical certified. You are launching 20 opportunities instead of 3. And with the launch opportunities, you are getting the visibility, and also you get attention from both TD SYNNEX and AWS toward building your business and getting the support you actually would like to have. So it's a win-win situation. And a couple of more things. It's not a complex things, but most of you will be happy to become select partner firstly, and then move toward advanced when you see that is possible. And after you register yourself, you need to choose a path at AWS. And most of you, 90% plus, will probably start choosing the service path. That is to deliver consulting, professional managed, and value-added resale services. This is where most of you are starting, and after you have registered yourself toward that path, you can, without any extra cost, also register yourself toward the hardware path or the software path or both, and also have that path in your system. From day one, you will get some earning after you're registered toward TD SYNNEX as a partner through the DSA, a distributor selling agreement. It's just a few lines to fill out, and we will connect your account. From day one, you will have a base discount of 3%. When you do the ACE registration of an opportunity and get that approved by AWS, you will get additional 5% toward that account for 24 months to go. And then you have 8% on all your users on that account. And if you are moving toward advanced and getting an advanced partner status, you will also get 4% toward taking the competency, which are showing off that you are an expert and have knowledge towards some industry or some solution towards some other vendors linked toward AWS, and showing that off and getting that accepted by AWS, then you will get 4% on the top. So toward the users, either 8 or 12% should be possible as a starting point toward most of your AWS accounts. On the top of the usage, you should definitely sell the business support, and we always advise the partner to link the business support toward all their accounts. And by doing that, you will have 7% toward all the business support accounts. So you both have probably 8% toward the usage and 7% toward the business support on your accounts as a starting point. And as you grow the business, you will get nicer prices from AWS as you have volume. And that will be handled through our platform. You are starting up contacting our local BDM. You're registering your account. If you have done that, you are linking your account to the distributor selling agreement and signing up toward our platform. And then you start linking your accounts, business planning together with our BDM, and take the product to the market. We can help you at different angles. Help me to do it by TD Solutions. Teach me to do it by our academy, or do it for me by all our services. And you can use a mix of all of it, and you probably will. We have a program towards scaling up, like I said, toward taking the right accreditations and certifications within a short time as possible, toward launch, toward taking into use our services and click-to-run solutions, or to get visibility and speed up the process of escalating your business as fast as possible, and toward moving forward with the ACE opportunities and getting the needed support from both TD SYNNEX and AWS. So the process is by the BDM through our expert to get a product to the market. And we have workshops set up, like I mentioned, at TD Academy at very low prices for a whole day session. And you can also set up toward 2-day sessions if needed. And that can be streamlined toward your needs based on whatever. So at high level, we are having a platform with all functionalities and also assessments which can be taken to get to know where you are as of today, toward click-to-run solutions and working backwards and Super 6 in order to make a solution for yourself and the visibility in the market as fast as possible, toward all the services, both managed, professional, and advanced services we have available for you, and toward supporting you taking the product to the market and winning your first cases. The platform itself makes EA reporting and billing easier, and also secures that you have a good cost management, securing your margins, connecting it through APIs to your third platform if you have that, and also that you can get your end customers with the visibility toward the dashboard, the report, and the billing itself, so they really understand what are they paying for. And they very often needs that in order to understand why are they getting a certain bill at a given month. So toward the platform, it's a user-friendly interface. You do not need to be an expert in order to handle our platform at any technical level. It's business-driven. You have a platform which are fully integrated and where you are setting up the price books toward the needs of your or demands of your end customers, and also the possibility of getting the access for your end customers to see their own users through the dashboard, through the report, through the billing area, the way you would like them to see it, and in an understandable way. Our platform is not an alternative to the console you're having at AWS toward configuring your solution. It is to administer your solutions and your end customers to make it easier to handle and move forward. It's a multi-cloud platform, so you can handle also the other main vendors like Microsoft, Google, and IBM. And it is an integrated marketplace, which Fawad will present for you with the click-to-run solutions and other elements which you will need to have toward your end customers. And by that, I will direct you in toward Fawad. We'll start presenting our platform. And in the PowerPoint, we also have an ebook toward it, which you will get later. So with that, Fawad, I will stop share and give the word to you.
Yeah, thanks, Hans. Hello, everyone. My name is Fawad. I'm the Nordic Cloud Solution Architect for AWS. I'm primarily covering all the Nordic countries, Scandinavia. I'm located in Denmark. And I'm going to show you guys how, after you have actually joined up with TD SYNNEX and get access to the Stream1 Enterprise, how you can actually go through and linking the accounts to the platform in order for you to actually see all the customers, regardless of what kind of cloud providers they're actually using. So I will just go ahead and share my screen just a moment. Go. And 11. Let's see. There you go. So once you've actually entered the page Stream1, as you can see here on the top, you get this nice dashboard view with the different kind of sections here. You can either see the report platform, the products, billing, partners, and the customers. The Stream1 Enterprise platform is basically a two-edged platform. There's like the partner-faced platform, as you can see, as this one, but there's also an end customer faced platform, which I will show you later when we're going to deploy the click-to-run solution. There's of course limitations to what the end customer can do compared to the partner portal. The end customer can only see the data for their own consumption of that specific cloud provider they're using. And the partner can actually manage all the different kind of accounts and users within this partner area here. So once you've actually got access to the platform as here, you will go ahead and start going on the partner area, as you can see on the top bar here. And then your partner name will be stated in this area here. And when we go into this, there's just some contact information regarding this. And then what you would probably do to begin with is going on the programs area, because before you can actually start and building your business with Amazon Web Services, you need to activate the program for this, because later on, and as I will also will show you, whenever you create a new customer, you need to attach this kind of programs to that customer in order for them to start linking the AWS accounts to the platform itself, so the consumption and everything can be seen through in here. So once you're in the program area right now, as this test user here, all the programs is basically activated, but what you actually need to have is the Amazon Web Services program here. And after that, you're actually more or less ready to go by adding customers in this section top on the right. And as you can see, there are pretty many here. So I will just go ahead and create a simple one to begin with. So we add a new one on the top right here, and then we can start giving the organization name, for instance. So I could give like a test user or the test organization to begin with. The syntax is a little bit specific here in the custom area, and this is due to that the Amazon actually need to know what kind of end customer this is. So regardless if it's either a commercial one or government, then you need to have a specific syntax of either C or GN. So right away, we'll just try it out with a commercial one. So we will write C as commercial, and then company A, just as some example name. And then as an optional part, you can just like give an email address if they have some sort of a website. Let's just say .com, for instance. And just fill out the roles here, the name, and if there's any email attached, they can also use that. And then the country, we'll just go ahead and just pick Denmark for now, and in Copenhagen. Address somewhere like Central Station, that should be fine. And in this same area here, whenever you create this new customer, you are also able to actually set a threshold. This enable market threshold actually allows you to actually control in some sort of a way, or maybe monitor that customer. Because as you guys know, you can't really set any kind of a bar in the cloud provider to say that the customer can only consume, for instance, $1,000 a month, for instance. But what this platform also allows you to is to actually set a threshold for this customer. So whenever they, for instance, reach that threshold on 80%, then you will get actually notified on email that this customer is actually reaching that threshold. So for this case, that the threshold is 1,000. So whenever they reach the 800 US dollar consumption, then an email will be notified to you as a partner and say, hey, something is, I mean, this customer is really close to the threshold, so there could be some malicious activity going on here or something like that. But I will just go ahead and not put this on for now. And yeah, the zip code is missing. And we'll just use the selected one for now. And then you've basically created this customer. And after you've created this customer, you can go ahead and press in the user field. The user field is actually this part that you actually allow company to actually have end users to the end portal. As I mentioned to begin with, is like two-phase. So the end customer portal will be allowed to create users in this area. So whenever I create a new user in this one, it actually gives access right to that customer's in-facing portal from Stream1 Ion. Which I will show a little bit later. But we will use another one since the demo I will use a bit later will use another account to that. So I will go through this just as it is right now, keep it empty, and then show a little bit more of what you need to do in order to have like a successful account from AWS linked to the Stream1 Enterprise platform. There's also other fields that will be really nice to have at some point regarding custom fields. These custom fields can be attached to the report section later on when we're going to withdraw the reports from AWS consumption when an account have been linked into the portal. If you want to differentiate between an account ID or made something regarding taxes or other kind of maybe invoice numbers or something like that, then you can withdraw all these kind of custom fields from here and then put it to the report section later on. Yeah. So let's just go back one more time and just find this customer again. So now that this customer has been created, as you can see, there's no consumption to it since there's no account linked to it. But what we want to do right now is that, okay, the customer has been created to the portal. Let's just say we have also given them access right to go to the end customer portal like a user login. But now they want to actually link an AWS account to the portal. But before they can actually do that, they need to be enrolled to the AWS program, which I talked about in the beginning. So the partner have to enroll to the AWS program, but then you need to attach this program to this customer to ensure that they're actually allowed or eligible to actually have any contact with AWS through the portal. And that would actually be in the cloud billing here, where you actually can pick out the cloud providers. So in the cloud provider area here, we can go ahead and add a cloud provider. And in this one, as you can see, there's the different kind of cloud providers, but we will take the Amazon Web Services, and the provider currency will go with US dollars for now. But you can also pick any custom currency if you want to. So if, for instance, let's just say if it's like a Danish customer, for instance, then you can just go ahead and pick DKK. And then have a price book. And this price book is really important at some point because this price book is actually to adjust the margin that you get because as a TD SYNNEX partner, you get a specific percentage of margin from the list market list book price, right? but you can adjust it from here and save of how many decrease or increase of that price book you want to attach to this customer. But I will go through that in a moment. As you can see, there's quite a lot here, but we will create one a little bit later and go a little bit more in depth into the price book area and then attach it to this customer as well. So for now, I will just go ahead and save it. And now this cloud provider has been attached to this customer, and that's perfectly fine. And then we can go ahead to the cloud account area. So to have a cloud account linked to this customer, there's two ways of doing it. Either you can request one, so that could be that this new customer here actually doesn't have any AWS account. So to simplify all the obstacles regarding this, then we actually have a request button here. I will just go ahead and press on it just to illustrate it. And by doing this, it requests actually a ticket to our CloudOps team in EMEA that actually will provide the partner with the credentials for this AWS account so they can send the information all over to the end customer at some point. All the pre-configuration with the platform and integration and so on with this account will be automatically done. So there's nothing that needs to be done besides just having the access right to the AWS account and then just start working and making the business with AWS. But in other cases, of course, there's also where you already have customers who have already existing AWS accounts, and that's where you can actually add an already existing account to the platform. So we go ahead and press on the add button. And as you can see, there's a different kind of fields here, and it could be a little bit confusing of how to do it. And that's why I also want to introduce a little bit about our knowledge base. Up here on the top menu on the right corner here, we have a question mark that actually have a field called documentation. So I'll just go ahead and press on the documentation part. And here I want to know a little bit more about how to link an existing account with AWS, right? And that's the first one, how to add an AWS or link AWS accounts. And this detailed document actually explains all the kind of steps you need to do in order to have a successful linking to the portal. And as it's really long and really detailed, and it actually shows with the images and so on and what you need to do. But basically what you need to do is actually to have three things beforehand. You need the 12-digit AWS account number, which is actually where you can find it from the management console in AWS, and the root email address from that specific account. So it can be a nested account. It needs to be the root email address. And then you need to know what kind of AWS support type this customer actually have within that already existing AWS account. And you also get actually, as the TD SYNNEX partner, you also get a margin on the support type, which is also pretty decent. So it's not necessarily a bad business to do business with support type either with Amazon. So after you have required these fields here, we can go down. I will just show it with some pictures. So the first one was to go to the cloud accounts, which I showed before, and then pressing on the add button, and then you're filling in the information regarding the cloud provider, the account ID, the root email address right there, and what kind of type as a resell in this case. And the billing start date doesn't need to be done because the billing will be started as soon as when the linked account has successfully been made in the Stream19 Enterprise, because then AWS will be notified that the billing will be done by us, and then and the customer can just, regardless of that, not be notified anymore from AWS regarding the billing. And then after that, to do the actual displaying of the consumption, an IAM role will be created. This is basically just a role within AWS that gives the read access only to read all the resources within that account. There's no security issue regarding this. It might sound a little bit hard regarding role and access right, but it is basically only to read the resources, what kind of instances there are, what kind of resources has been deployed, and how much consumption they have to show it in the portal. So that's where the next step is to create the IAM role within that account. And by doing that, you will receive an external ID as mentioned here. And there are some pictures of how to do it within the AWS console if it should be confusing. And after you've received the AWS role and ID, then you can paste it into the portal and then save it, and then it should be done. And lastly, you will the root account email will get an invitation from AWS that you have been invited to join an organization, and that's with TD SYNNEX at this point. And once you have accepted the invitation, then it's basically done. I know the documentation seems pretty long, but by doing it firsthand, it takes literally 5 minutes. So it's not that complicated as it may seem. Maybe a little bit for non-technicians, but it's not that difficult. I will also post the link regarding the linking after the webinar, so you guys can have a look at it. Okay. Cool. So once the account has actually been linked, then let's just assume that everything has been linked here. Then we can go ahead to happen now. Perfect. Okay, there you go. That took quite some time, but something happened. So right now at this test account, there's only 2 providers. As you can see, there's some AWS here and so some legacy Asia. You can see the seller's cost, as you can see right there, and the customer's cost, and the margin, which is basically the profit here that is being shown. You're able to distinguish between the different kind of tables. Right now, there's only showing one, but you can do it from one customer for this one only, because it's only one customer who have both cloud providers. But if you had multiple, you could the list will be much longer than as it is right now. And these are the different kind of analysis graphs and so on. And these are the different kind of accounts that is within that customer and their spendings and so on. Cool. Yeah, and yes, the date range. You're able to filter through the month to date, the quarter date, or even customize it to your own fit throughout the years and whatsoever. AWS is actually only saving the bills and reports only for a year, but here it's lifetime stored, so it will always be visible in the Stream19 Enterprise. So there's no concern of if you need to have a backup of all the reports and so on, because everything will always be here regarding all the historical data of the consumption. Yeah, so I think that's fine. We can go over to the report section. And I probably forgot to mention it, but this whole platform is like actually a white labeling system. So it actually allows you to actually show it as a partner to the end customer. So let's say that the partner's company has their own logo, then you can attach your own logo to this platform for the end customer portal. So it will be shown to the end customer as if has your own platform. And as a TD SYNNEX partner, this is a free of charge platform. It can be used and utilized however you like. So there's no additional cost to this platform as a partner. In the report section here, as you can see, we can go and see the AWS Billing customer report, and we can go to the report section here. And now it's loading the report. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, and I can see the British pound. Let's just go to US dollars again. We were able to switch also again in this section as well regarding the date range and also the currency, if that's something that would make sense. And these options is of course also available for the end customers. They're actually also able to see their own reports, but in this area, the partner is able to see all the reports for all their customers. So this one would be basically the partner, and the price book is set there. And this one is the linked AWS account to this customer there. And then in here, they can actually see the different kind of resources that they have spent and how much the pricing is and so on. So how they actually calculate the margin, right? Because as you remember before, as you can see here, now it's only $1, is because regarding the price book. So let me just go ahead and show the price book of how that works in the billing area before we can actually talk about the report section. So in the billing area here, see, I can get it to work. Yeah, and under the price book and Amazon Web Services here, then we will go ahead and pick the master price book, because the master price book is basically the one-to-one. So what the master price book means, that's basically what the partners pricing will get from TD SYNNEX. So let's say that, for instance, that just a number, like you get a 10% margin as a partner with TD SYNNEX from the listed price of what the actual price is with the usual business with AWS. Then you can start sharing basically your margin with your end customers, right? And that actually requires you to make a price book for this. So let's say now that I get a 10% margin with TD SYNNEX, and I've concluded that with this customer, a customer company which I made before. I want to give them an additional, not an additional, but I would just want to give them a 5% off margin of the market list price of what they actually have today directly with AWS. So there's like two things like I can do. Either I can just have an overall, give them like an overall margin discount regarding all the resources there is already on AWS, or I could specify it regarding different kind of resources within AWS. So it could be that I have maybe made a specific deal that only the storage regarding maybe backup, or maybe let's say the code pipeline resources within AWS is something like I wanted to give specific discount on, then I can go ahead and mark these and then create a price book regardless of this. Or I can just like pick everything, which is probably the most usual one, and make a copy of this one and create a new price book. So that's why most of the syntax is like OA, like overall margin, and then let's just say test 5, because there was a few with 5 just. And then the select parent price book would be the master price book, because that's the list price from the partner. And then we can make a global adjustment of an increase of 5%. Because the master price book is, so we go ahead and create this. And then now that it has been created, we can go ahead to the customer area again. And then at the button at this company created, we can go back to the cloud billing area again, and then under the cloud providers, Amazon Web Services, and then press on this, and then we can go ahead and find the latest created price book, which is this one, and then attach it, and then it should actually work. Yeah. So that's how it actually works with price books. So back to the report section, which is this. The table here, as you can see, they can be customized and mentioned before. In the option area here, you can manage the report columns. You can make it with groupings. You can manage the customized tagging if you want, or custom fields as mentioned. But let's just see the manage reports, because there's many different kind of fields here you can use. For instance, for reservations, or a provider currency, or the pay account ID, or different kind of things. There are a lot of different kind of options here, and you can also sort of regardless of different kind of structure. So if you want to have the price book first, you can order it in different kind of places. So the next part is that yes, now you've seen the report here for this customer, and then you can go ahead and actually invoice the end customer basically at this point. So we can check mark this one. They need to be invoiced $3.39 and our cost is $2.59 and we earn around $1 on this case. We can go ahead and press an options here. We can generate an invoice. We can also export this whole report as an CSV as well, which is much more detailed of what you actually see here. But it's also possible if the end customer, for instance, want a CSV report of this, then they can also generate it themselves. But you can also do it for yourself. But let's go ahead and generate the invoice for now. And preview the invoice. And all these invoices can also be applied to this customer. So whenever they're logging into the end portal, then they can see the invoice that has been generated for them. And then you can actually set a status on all these invoices, either as a draft or paid or unpaid, for instance. So this is the just generated report here. And we want to view it before we actually approve it and send it into the end customer. So we go ahead and press on view. And the logo, as you can see here, this is can be downloaded as a PDF as well, but it gives a really nice document here, as you can see, with your customized label, which you can also set, or logo, sorry, which you can also set in the platform whenever you like. So it actually seems like a PDF generated from the partner side. And the customer and the end customer's contact information, and then see the small area of what kind of resource has been spent on and what the total price is. And then you can also set the status immediately here. And then you can download the PDF. And there's like two ways. Either you can either like send it in as an invoice through the portal, or you can also download the PDF and send it through email. And of course, right now it's in euro, and it's probably a Danish customer in this one. I haven't set the Danish currency for this customer as of now, so that's why I only show these. But I can make it and then show whatever kind of currency I basically want. So let's just see the generated PDF that I want to send out to the customer. So you will have a nice generated PDF like this, and then it's basically ready to send out to the customer as an invoice part. Cool. I think that's due to the time. I think that's the most functional or maybe core features of the platform of how to engage with partners and probably how to do the whole flow regarding working with AWS with the platform. So I think I will go ahead and show the click-to-run solution now and how the end portal is working. The click-to-run solution that we're going to talk about this time is it's basically regarding tech data TD SYNNEX as of now. It's virtual machines with the AWS. This is basically EC2 instances. Click-to-run solutions that you probably heard many times, which also Hans-Jørgen mentioned before, is basically infrastructure as code templates, which is more or less the same as Terraform or CloudFormation with the AWS. These CloudFormation templates, which is basically the click-to-run solutions, they actually makes it easier to build infrastructure without having any kind of problems of actually. It actually ensures you to have always the same resource spent up within that account, regardless of have to consider that anything might go wrong, because you have to specify all the kind of resources and properties within those resources within the infrastructure as code to actually get these resources you want to have. And in this case, we will talk about the click-to-run solution with the Amazon EC2 instances. And the business values for this is that it gives the scalability and durability for that resource, which is basically the EC2 instances. And it gives a cost control because regarding the scalability, it gives you the cost control of actually ensure that you only spend X amount of money, so you don't have to overuse a lot of computing, for instance. And it also gives you digital transformation in order for you to, let's say, if you want to have in time of need that you want to scale your environment up a lot, then you can do it with that scalability as well. The key features with this click-to-run solutions is that you have to pick out what kind of virtual network creation you want to have. It's basically the virtual private cloud in which your VPC you will have to deploy this server. The choices of virtual machines, the operating system, and what kind of availability zone the deployment should be done, and some networking regarding subnets and an internet gateway. So I think I will just go ahead and log into my account regarding that. Let's see. It's actually a different account I have to use for this, so I have to log out of this one. There. And then we have this. So right now I'm logging in as a partner again. I just want to show. I just want to show that if I want to show like an in portal for my end customers, right? Because this is the partner login here. Then on the top right corner in the burger menu here, there's actually something called launch applications area where you have the launch front, the storefront, and the launch white labeling storefront. And this one just shows a standardized storefront that shows without your logo and branding and so on. But the launch white labeling storefront is actually a direct link to show it as your own brand for the whole platform. But in this case, I will just go with the ordinary one since I haven't set any logos or anything up. So yeah, this is the login page for the end customer portal. We'll just go and log in. You can log in both as a partner, but you can also log in as an end customer if you have already users to this. So right now we'll just log in as the partner again. And whenever you log in as the partner, you have to select the customer you're actually working on behalf of. So it can be traced and logged to ensure that nothing is being done without any kind of monitoring. So I have to go ahead and pick this customer, which is this in this case, and the user is me. So I go ahead and select it. And then in the console area, it's basically more or less the same as you saw in the partner portal. It has the product area, dashboard, orders, reports, and invoices. But in this case, we will just go ahead on the solution marketplace because we're going to talk about the click-to-run solutions. Or we can just press on the buy products right there. So in the buy product part here, and just to mention just briefly, the product area is these products is of course from with TD SYNNEX, but you can also have your own products in case if you want that. So you can add your own products to this end customer portal as well if you have something you want to sell or want to like add to your portfolio for your end customers, then you can also do that. But these are the options for now regarding the click-to-run solutions. And let's go ahead with the one we talked about regarding virtual machines, which is this one here. So we'll go ahead. And click-to-run solutions is actually free of charge, so there's no cost allocated with these solutions. And these solutions is worked, of course, with best practices. We actually have a whole team who actually work on these. And they have also been reviewed with AWS as well. So to ensure, of course, that it's the best quality of infrastructure as code. So we can go ahead and purchase this one by now. And right now it's actually checking on the configure product here. It's checking if actually you have a valid AWS account linked to the portal. If you don't have that, then it will not work. But this customer I'm using already have an account linked to it, which I will also show a little bit later. But as you can see, it has been configured and set to green. Then we're ready to go and place the order. So now that the product has been purchased, then we can start deploying this click-to-run solution to the AWS console. We can go ahead and view the products again. And I have a lot of different kind of products here. So it was this one, and this is the recent purchase of this click-to-run solution here. So we can just go ahead and manage it. Oh, sorry, that was the wrong one, I think. That's 2022, sorry. It's March 15th. There it is. Manage. And then provisioning. And here they will ask the AWS account ID of that account that is going to deploy on. And luckily for me, I have already logged in here. So I will go ahead and paste the account ID, which is right there. And then paste it in. And then validate the role. Create the role first, I need to. And this role actually ensures you to actually be able or makes basically the portal able to deploy the CloudFormation stack, because as you know right now there's no connection. The portal doesn't have any right or access to do anything within that account. So by creating this role again, as we also, which I also mentioned in regarding the linking process, but this is a role that actually gives the right to deploy something within that AWS account, and this role will of course be deleted afterwards. But for the solution to get work, this role needs to be created first. So we can go ahead and create this role first. So after creating the stack, it should be pretty quick since it's just an IAM role. Just see here. Yeah, I was done. Then we're going to validate the role, and then it's going on. And then we can select which AWS region we want to deploy the solution to. And in this case, I will just go ahead with the Stockholm. And yeah, there's different kind of options here. I will not go with the new virtual private cloud. We'll just give this instance name click-to-run 2023 test. For this EC2 server, we'll just pick which operating system we want to use. I will just go with Amazon Linux 2 and have a key pair attached to this EC2 instance so we can access it. And I confirm that I have a copy of it. And the instance type will just go with the T3 small. And then you can, of course, scale your storage type, the SSD volume, however you like. We just go with the small one for now. And if you want to encrypt it and so on. So there are different kind of things. Bootstrap configuration, if you want to have some sort of a script to maybe have some website up and running within that server, then you can also do that. And then set up some network configuration, and then requirement. You have to pick what kind of VPC you will deploy this EC2 instance on. We'll just take the default one as of now, and then which subnet. We'll just take the want to see for now, and then we can just go ahead and start and deploy. And now the deployment process is going on, and it should show. Just close this for now. It should switch over to another view. Moment. Yeah, that goes, and then you can see the progress is going on. And if we know, because I can also see the CloudFormation stack if I want, I can go to in the management console of AWS. I can go to the Stockholm in Europe here, and then the CloudFormation stack should actually be visible right here, and as you can see it right there. And let's just go ahead and see the EC2 instance that is being deployed. Just see. Okay, the instance is not well up and running yet because the stack CloudFormation is still running, so it's not done immediately. I think it might take up to a little bit over a minute or so for it to be done. I can also see, I think it's also the last part. So whenever it has been up and running, I think that's basically it of this demo. So in the meantime of this is going up and running, I don't know if is there any questions so far, Hans-Jørgen, Loda?
No, there are no questions right now, but that can
Okay.
come later. But thank you, Faval. Thank you for giving the presentation of the platform and one of the click-to-run solutions.
Oh.
And we can definitely just reach out to us, and we will support you in doing the first click-to-run solution and guide you if needed. And that might probably be smart for your first click-to-run setup. So.
Exactly.
So with that, we are on time. I have 1 minute over the time. So please sign up for our next webinars. The recording will be placed on our landing page, and I will also send it out to those which have signed up. So thank you all for participating, and hope to see you soon again. Thank you all.